you are a developer or aspiring to be a developer in 2024, you said that this is gonna be the year you finally learn game development, or this is finally gonna be the year where you create a successful game. This is what you said to yourself at the start of this year, and yet only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolution. You see, bro, most people will hype themselves every single new year, and by January 12, most of them have failed their goal, not even coming close to reaching them, and not even trying to achieve them again throughout the year. Fun fact, January 12 is also known as Quitter's Day for this same reason. So what does this mean? This means that you must come up with a plan for you to be able to stick to your plans and goals. And luckily for you, I have a couple of things to say about this. You see, everyone's trying to know how to script, how to build, how to model, how to market their games. They go, what's the best tutorial on this? What's the best tutorial on that? I need to watch this to make this game I really want to make. And that's all they focus on. And this is where the first problem actually lies. Most people set result-driven goals and not process-driven goals. Actually, a lot of making sure you don't quit stems from here. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, there are mainly two types of goals. You can set result-driven goals and process-driven goals. Now listen carefully, if you do not understand this, you're infinitely more likely to quit this year. As I said before, it only takes most people 2 weeks for them to quit and forget completely about their goal. Okay, so what are results-driven goals? These are goals that focus mainly on the end goal, or in other words, in the end result. It's in the name. For example, learning how to script, making a successful game, learning how to model, learning game development. These are result-driven goals. Now, process-oriented goals, on the other hand, are goals that focus more on the process. For example, doing 1 hour of game development per day, watching one tutorial about game development every single day, interacting with your subscribers every single day, creating 3 videos per week. All the examples I just stated are process-oriented goals. Of course, you need result-driven goal to know your end goal, but if you do not attach a process-oriented goal to go with it, your motivation is going to fall short. Let me tell you how your brain works in regards to goals. Each time you achieve a goal, you receive a certain amount of energy and motivation, mostly as a result of dopamine. If you do not know what this is, dopamine is just a chemical that's released in your brain. Essentially, each time this chemical is released, this motivates you to repeat the same action that made you release dopamine in the first place. Therefore, each time you complete a goal, you're more likely to repeat something similar to that of which you just accomplished. So what's the main problem? If you just set the end goal, you will only receive the motivation at the very end of your journey, once you've achieved what you wanted to achieve. But let's be honest, the amount of discipline it takes to keep working, even without motivation, is something that not all of us have, right? So the biohack here is to set process-driven goals that help you reach the result-oriented goal. And this way, each time you complete the process-oriented goal, you get a little bit of motivation to keep you going. And most people don't even set goals in relation to the process, and that's why when the initial motivation dies after 2 weeks, they quit. With the method I just gave you, it will take much longer for the motivation to completely die off, if it even dies off at all. And also, it will create new habits that will ultimately aid you in your journey. And that's what I do with my YouTube channel. If when I started, I had said I want to reach 1 million subscribers and only focus on that, then you'd expect my motivation to die off eventually, right? What I did instead was I said, okay, my goal's actually going to be to upload 3 times a week for as many weeks as possible. Haven't missed a single week where I haven't uploaded 3 videos. You can check yourself. I need you to understand this goal setting system for you to not quit this year. So if you need to go back to understand, then just go back. They said the next thing you're gonna need if you do not want to quit is a what's the next best thing mindset. And no, I'm not telling you to be complacent and give up to pursue something that's easier. Listen, there are gonna be times where you just won't feel motivated to do as much work, or will be pretty much tired or beyond tired, or you just don't know how to fully create what you're going for. And a lot of us, what we do in this situation is we keep pushing and pushing and pushing like stubborn little roaches refusing to die. And a lot of the times this works and we end up achieving what we wanted, but sometimes we've spent more than we actually should trying to get that done. You need to either move on to the next thing that needs to be done, if there is anything, of course, and maybe in the future try to remake the original concept or the idea that you had. I'm not the best scripter, but I've been scripting for a while now, and even to this day there is stuff that sometimes I just need to leave for later, because if I remain stubborn all the time, I would spend way too much time trying to figure out a lot of different things. And what's crazy is that once you step back for a while, sometimes the correct way to do it or the correct way to solve the bug comes naturally to you when you're not even thinking about it. Now, the actionable step for this video would be, and don't skip the actionable step, if you're serious about game development and you really don't want to quit, then you must do this actionable step before my next video drops, which is on Wednesday. You need to take this actionable step. Take your end goal, bro, and attach process-oriented goals to that. It doesn't need to be like a crazy amount of process-oriented goals. Just attach at least one process-oriented goal to that which you want to achieve. I recommend to just vow to sit down for X amount of hours every day or every other day to work on game development and commit to it for the next 4 months, and just follow the what's the next best thing mentality. And I promise you, you will see results by the end of 2024, incredible results at that. This said, keep leveling up, bro, be safe, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.